Kumakhaya ngamakhaya kulondawo nikuyo namkelekile kwi-Standard Bank Jazz Festival 2021. Good afternoon and welcome to the virtual NAF and the Standard Bank Jazz Festival at Makhanda in 2021 in the year of COVID. It gives me great pleasure to welcome uDadewethu, uSis Asanda Mqiki. Hey, vuma le sis.
Call me anything you want to call me, as long as it feels good to you.
Great.
But it's nice. I and in my daily actually.
Great,
but,
great.
It's nice to say Asanda Mqiki.
Asanda Mqiki. All right. Welcome, Asanda. Ungumamni.
Makhoi. But then recently I just found out that I'm actually something else.
Okay.
The clan. Ngumakenge.
All right.
You know. Ndizalwa ngumamtande.
All right.
Mtande omhle nokhanyo nakho nokhanyo ahosi. That's my mother.
All right.
Yeah.
And where do you come from? Ohoyi basukapi.
Oh God, you're going so deep. But anyways, Ohoyi ngabantu basepofolo.
Okay.
Abantu basepofolo. But ndizalelwe woma mna.
Okay.
Yeah, so Ohoyi ndizobazela kakhulu eWoma, obviously where I was born. So ndizalelwe eWoma eNcayisa and PE. That's where I'm from. Eqabeja. Yes, we must not forget. Yeah.
All right, no, welcome. It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
I was studying in the then PE when I first saw your work, I guess, and we've had a chat prior to this about spaces like Parliament Street.
Yeah.
Spaces like the New Brighton, Red Location,
New Brighton. I'm in New Brighton now.
You're based.
I was born a Woma, and then I actually raised.
Because that's the cultural mecca, right?
Yeah.
New Brighton is despite the Opera House being declared a cultural institute.
New Brighton is the place. Is the place. Ichezi pana iphuma payana. You know, Mama Gatiti, like, you know, like Otaglitito, like New Bright is the place.
Okay. So who were your greatest influences? What has shaped this interest in the singing for Asanda?
You know, it's actually my dad but he didn't even know that he was instilling this whole thing inside of me. But, you know, my dad helped me a lot. I used to actually just take CDs and go play his CDs, Kuchomizam. But he didn't even know, so the interest in music, which is that question, So the interest in music, it is suka kona, you know, and even just the culture, the culture of, you know, when people are so interested, we R&Bs and stuff, but my dad used to love jazz, so I used to listen to his music and just take some CDs. To listen properly, I have to go to my friends. I have to steal the CD and go to my friends so that I can actually listen to these sounds because they were so interesting. So that interested me a lot, and then I mean growing up. And being so interested in different sounds, kwaito, ngapa ndiya rap, kapo, you know, kapo it's a cappella groups. And so growing up, and then when I went to school, I was interested in entering, being in a choir. You know, that's when I joined Cowan High. I'm actually a Cowanite. Cowan High School in New Brighton. And then straight from that went to Edu College, and Edu College, there's a different influence there. There was jazz. There was a jazz influence, which is mostly Cowan High School. It's choral, and then there was jazz. And then straight from jazz, I went to contemporary music. I did a lot of rock and roll and stuff at the National School of the Arts in Johannesburg. And so, I mean, I've got so many.
It's quite interesting you mentioning Ikwaito, because these days it's so easy to forget. I think when the public sphere disappears under COVID, the styles just kind of die out. But I want you to unpack that more. What has Kwaito meant for your upbringing? And
Kwaito, and you know, I think even with my music, you're gonna hear snippets of, you know, like as I influences Kwaito, even the way I perform, like the culture, like this, the interaction, singing along with the people, and that togetherness. I think Kwaito just has some sort of just bringing people together. I mean, in some sort of way. So yeah, I think most of my some of the sounds that you're gonna hear from my music, they are quite influenced by Kwaito.
Okay, so
Kwaito sounds.
it's very easy for us to think of Asanda Mqiki from the perspective of the soil, and to think about Take Note.
Yes.
Right? And I think bands are important and collectives are important.
Yes, and we learn a lot.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
a journey.
Sure.
It's a
But
journey.
but before we go to that story that everyone knows a lot about, I'd like to know about before that. What is happening in Asanda the Voice? Where is Asanda in those hidden years that no one knows about?
Like I said, I mean, I was like I was so interested in different sounds. I didn't mind anything, like saying when I was in choral, I was busy with choral. I was busy with jazz and busy with contemporary. I was teaching myself certain things before everything else. And when the opportunities came, I actually felt I was actually ready. I was ready to be part of the soil. I was ready to be part of Take Note, because I wasn't so lazy. I'm not even going to school. It's all nice, and we being taught how to sing and everything else. But when it's in you, when it's when this talent thing, and you are the chosen one, you will feel it. And so I think before everything else, before there was the soil, before there was Take Note, there was this Asanda who was just grabbing everything and just who was teaching herself. But I was ready before everything else.
So what comes first in your journey? Is it the soil or is it Take Note?
It was the soil.
And how did you guys come together?
With the soil.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was here 2010, coming with a production from National School of the Arts. I was not doing anything. I was just assisting. And then I met the soil, Kui Jam Session, Connie Jam Session, that every time we had National Arts Festival, there are those little nice jam sessions that people, so they called the soil, and then I met them there in that jam session, and then, it's actually also on YouTube.
Slipstream, eh?
Yeah, somewhere.
That scene.
Somewhere. But it's also on YouTube. The first jam session where we met, me and the soil. It was a nice round corner and stuff. So we met there. That was 2010. Yeah, we were just scatting and and then they liked me. I liked them too. And then along the lines, and then I joined a group, Take Note. I joined Take Note. While I was with Take Note in Port Elizabeth, Kanti, the soil, they were looking for me. They were then signed under Native Rhythms by that time. And then when I joined Take Note, I also joined Take Note via a competition. They were number 1 and then I was number 2. And then the person who was going to sign, which is Native Rhythms, Sipositole, when he signed Take Note, and then asked if I can maybe join them and be part of the band. That's how I joined Take Note. And so when the soil called me and said, "Hey, Asanda, who are you? We want you to join our group." I tell them, "Yo, guys, wait. Who are you signed under?" They say Native Rhythms. And I say, "No, I'm also signed under Native Rhythms because I'm part of Take Note." And so, and then that, then when we started performing together, it was around that time. That's like now, I think 3 years or 4 years after we had met here at the National Arts Festival, and then we toured and we came here at the National Arts Festival performing together again now.
So this space has been very important to your journey. You seem to be coming back
yes
every time.
Yeah. At the
Well, the National Arts
yeah,
Festival.
I'm telling you. Oh my God! But it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I like it every time. I learn every like because I've been here with Take Note.
Yeah.
I've been here with the Soil,
Yeah.
and I'm now here
Yes,
as
so
Asanda
nice.
Mqiki. You know,
At the Standard Bank
At the
Jazz.
Standard Bank Jazz. Yes, at the Standard Bank Jazz. 2019, I was also here. It was my first experience. 2019, it was my first experience being here.
That's the standing ovation
No,
project,
the
not?
Gold Ovation. No, the Gold Ovation happened when I was doing the Fringe.
Okay.
Yeah, the
What year was that?
2015.
Okay.
2015. Yeah, I got the Gold Ovation award.
Nice.
Yeah. And so yeah, but 2019 when I was performing with Coco Shayo. Yes, yo. That was like the best experience ever. One of the highlights, Jay, of my life. Like, because I've always wanted to be a part of the Standard Bank Jazz. I remember I used to ask Upumla Nimtit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I asked him one time, and I said, "Yo, this Standard Bank Jazz is so academic. Like, I feel like it's so, like, you know, so
Yeah,
straight,
yeah.
like boom, boom, you know." So I've always just wanted to, you know,
Sure,
because I wanted to
sure.
test if my music also fits. Is
Sure.
it part of, you know, you also just, you know. That's why I like playing so many sounds. And if it was a reggae festival, I know that I fit in because there's some elements in my music and I want to fit in, I want, you know. So, but I've always wanted to be part of like this one.
Yeah, and there's this sense that jazz sometimes has got an elastic capability of not just being a genre, but a style.
Yeah, a
That
style. Yeah,
accommodates.
it accommodates. Which is, that's exactly like what you guys are actually gonna hear. Clear recording. But actually, anyways, my music in general just has all the elements.
Sure.
All the elements inside.
You've obviously also traveled across the globe, many festivals. What has been the highlight of your overseas?
Sweden.
Okay, tell us more about that.
Sweden. Oh my God, Sweden. I wish they can say it this year. Straight after here, Asanda, you're going to Sweden in November. But yeah, it was Sweden. The first time I went there, it was through MBDA.
Okay.
Yeah, it was through MBDA. There was a program that they were doing and stuff, and I was chosen to be part of the people that were going to perform there. Beautiful experience. They listen to him. They listen to you. They welcome you so nicely. Things that you would wished for at home to receive. You know, and not receive such warmth outside of your country and stuff and blah. But yeah, that was like also like the highlight.
So it gives you a role to an opportunity to become like a cultural ambassador of the place.
Yeah,
Like
it was
Mandela
that.
Bay, right? And
Yes, Nelson Mandela Bay.
yeah. So does, you know, what would you say if you had a chance to communicate to the powers that be in that space now around the promotion of that kind of initiative?
Like
What would-
to
yeah,
take people there
to get
Yeah, I mean, I think there are programs that are doing that, but I mean, of course now because of COVID situations, things are like up and up. But I think it should happen more, man. You know, take people to go experience this overseas. I was really hoping that there was going to be some sort of a program going on every now and then. But I don't really see it, and yeah, I was really hoping that the togetherness between Sweden and Port Elizabeth, I think it is there, but on other things, I'm not sure, but
the cultural side.
Cultural side, and
Okay. And then what also is interesting for me is obviously you were signed under Native Rhythms.
Yeah.
What's life like as an artist under a record label versus?
I didn't really quite experience it that fully. We didn't stay for long. I didn't really quite experience it that fully, and also. Even with the Soil, I was not like the a part of. I was a feature helping out with just touring and songs and everything else. I didn't really quite experience being at a record label. I've always, well, as Asanda, I've always done things like alone, independent, with the help of also, I was also in a part of like a management with Nikki Frontman, Arte Viva. Yeah. And also we were just working together, you know, with things. It was not a matter of I'm signed under a record label, I'm signed under, but I didn't really experience that. But I know that some of the artists are really crying, like they're saying it's quite heavy. There's quite a lot of things that you'd get and you must bring back and all of that. Not to say I don't want to experience it. I would love to experience being signed under a company or under a record label, a big one. But I just don't want to feel trapped. I would like for every artist to really just take note of that thing of feeling trapped. Rather just do things on your own, teach yourselves as well, teach yourself the ins and outs of the industry, have some knowledge about it just before you enter and go and sign big deals and stuff that you don't even know, you know. Yeah.
Sure. And then Take Note goes to the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz.
Yes.
What's that like?
Well, I mean, to perform on the same stage with those big people was like, it was a dream come true, I'm telling you. It felt like, in fact, I was the one that Take Note is taking to, like, you know, like,
sure.
It's that Take Note is my band. They just, and it's a feeling I can never, I can't even explain it myself, but it's so warming. I was so excited. I couldn't believe it. Performing with ABBA that you listen to, your dad has been playing their music. It has ministers. So, you know, Bamosbonglo Kumalo Balapa.
In the same changing room, right?
Yeah. Oh my God, it was nice. Oh, Ringo Balapa. Oh, Bani. Everything was just wonderful.
Great. Okay, and then you're an artist in a very difficult time. There are no audiences at the venues. There are no tours.
Yeah.
You know, what's it like? What gets you coping?
You know, when kinda depressed, I think every artist has had their own fair share of depression. There was a time where I was like, what am I going to do? Because honestly, I just love being on stage. Someone else was like, hey, go get a job or whatever. But I just feel like I want anything that has to do with, I must perform, or it's either I'm on radio, it's either I'm on whatever, something must happen. I was so depressed, I didn't even see I was even like, no ways. I don't eat. No one is even talking about me on like a newspaper, and you know, I want something must be said. You know, I don't want to be forgotten that way. So, you know, this COVID, this COVID has done quite a, you know, it has broken our hearts, especially as artists. But I think as performers and I think as artists, we can do quite a lot of things. There was a time also, I looked at it on a positive side of things, where then now we are, people can like stream like all over the world, you know. It's not like limited as if like only people from Port Elizabeth are going to see your show. You know, now you can create something live so that people can watch all over, you know, online and stuff. But it's better, you know, touring. It's one of the things that we love. We love touring, going to Cape Town, Durban, playing different crowds, you know, and me also just being on stage, you know, I want to play for chairs, and stuff camera where there's only like 2, 3 of us. Not that I'm actually used to it. It's when I was still studying at the National School of the Arts, there were not so many of us. You know, you must perform there when it's exams. When it's exam time, there's just like a few of you, and then the people that are marking. But it has changed quite a lot, man. A lot of people are not used to this life, and it's going to take quite some time for people to get used to this thing. Otherwise, yeah.
All right. Now let's bring it to this moment.
Yeah.
What would you like to say to Standard Bank as people who keep this platform going? And what does this moment mean for your career? First of all, I want to say thank you to Standard Bank. I want to say thank you a lot for this opportunity. You know, we have dreams, guys, and when they come true, we must just say thank you to whoever just made it come true. And thank you, Standard Bank. I am here again, and hooray, with my whole band this time, not a 3-piece. So I would like for Standard Bank to give opportunity to, there's quite a lot of artists out there that are so brilliant, they're so good. Can they please just open up their hearts to just give chance to musicians to what's this thing, to play their music. Yeah. Who's in this band with you?
Toba Koba, always my guy. Grant Ellison on bass. Abanye bayaziwa kakhulu. Grant Ellison on bass.
Grant Ellison.
Kubani?
Grant Ellison.
I bet you Yeah, we are Grant, and then
oh yes, Q.
Yeah, Q. And then I've got him Thokozis Mabuza.
Yeah, man.
Thokozis Mabuza, and then Sandofaka Ndura Ndantiso.
Okay.
Ndura Ndantiso on lead guitar, and Sipo Setu on percussions. Sipo have a female percussions on and then trumpet and saxophone, Gulibongo Nduli, and Simamkele Kolele.
Quite a full house, eh?
It's quite a full house. It's quite a full house. There's more. I'm gonna put more.
Sure. Okay, so tell us just in closing about the project itself. What is the title of the project? What inspired it? What sounds are we looking at?
Okay. Well, I mean, I never got the chance to perform my album, which was released in 2018. So I've been performing these songs even before I even released an album out. But I feel like then I can never get tired of playing my music up until people actually get it. And even though they won't get it, it's going to be relevant even in 2077 or something, whatever. The Standard Bank is going to call me again in 2077 because my music is still going to be relevant. But yeah, the name of the project, well, the name of the whole show, I mean, I'm just playing my album, which is the name of my album is Nobakit. And I'll be playing some of the songs there. And then there's just one song that is one of the influence that has influenced the way my singing, that has just shaped my sound as well. A song called New York State of Mind. So yeah, by Oleta Adams. Yeah.
All right. Siyabulela Asanda for your time.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. We look forward to your performance. Kumakhaya ngamakhaya.
Yes.
Siyabulela.
Yes.
Sinthanda nonke emakhaya.
Yes.
Shots.
Thank you so much.